And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Pylon, we have the Finnish Zerg player. We have the blue Zerg. Ooh, it is Mixu. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing among SE2 people. It is LunaSea. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gambit time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim this final series of the broadcast. Again, that's potentially final series, as we might have one more match after this. Meanwhile, yo, a big shout to Paquito in the chat. Paquito, Paco, Mike. Oh my god. Good to see you, Papi. Good to see you as always. Oh my god. The Mexican Protoss player, of course. Always. Bienvenidos, Papi. Bienvenidos. Much love. God. As if we have a final best of 3. I say final best of 3 again. We might be able to catch a tail end of another match of Spirit versus Jumi. We might be able to catch like a game or two of that. Otherwise, we're here focusing on our current best of. We've been featuring quite a bit of Mixu as of late in this matchup, and we have seen a lot of attempted all-ins, successful, some, otherwise not so, but a lot of aggression out of Mixu, and that would go in line with the map itself. Pylon. Welcome to Pylon. Pylon is a very small map. Sure, rush distance, I mean, I say small map. The map is relatively large or relatively well sized, but the rush distance by ground is very short on Pylon, likewise very direct as well, so we do often see a lot of aggression. Likewise, LunaSea is not a standard player. We've seen some crazy builds out of LunaSea. We've seen some rushes into Sky Toss, into Carrier. We've been seeing some Adept Carrier all-ins, some cannon rushes as well, which is insane. So we expect to see something a little bit different from the side of LunaSea, and I can't wait. I'm ready for it. Gibbs, baby, Gibbs. So we are gearing up. I don't know how creative LunaSea is in this matchup as opposed to PvT, but I'm sure we'll see something more chaotic. For now, Hatch Gas Pool, Mixu force like the unnatural natural. LunaSea does force a bit of inefficiency here out of Mixu. So far, so good. Meanwhile, there it is, Twilight Council. Bam! Twilight Council opener out of LunaSea. A rare side nowadays. A rare side. So with this, we can go into a DT-based opener. We can go into Glaive Adept. So we can go into, I guess technically, we can go into Charge and then pull out a gas and go for some kind of weird Charge all-in. But typically, we expect to see either Glaives or Dark Templar. For the time being, we're staying in gas. And if we continue to stay in gas, then this is going to be more intense and more tech-heavy and should lead into Dark Templar. If we pull out of gas, then it should be Glaive Adepts instead. The other interesting thing here is that there's no Robo alongside this yet either. So we'll see what we go into. What do you have for us? The Overlord sees everything, Jesus. the Overlord sees all. As he mentioned, doesn't pull out of gas, so Dark Templar. Dark Shrine, there it is, Dark Shrine at the natural base. But it comes down to Mixu, whether or not he can figure out what's going on. He does see the initial tech structure. More importantly, because he's here behind the base, he sees no research. It has to be DTs. There's the only thing it can be. Outside of maybe Templar Archives, which would be insane. So, he knows. Mixu, he knows, he sees no research, so it has to be Dark Templar. Back at home, early Roach Warren from the side of Mixu. Oh, ¿por qué no los dos? Why not both? You could go DTs, you could go Adepts, or you could just double down and go for both at once. Why not? Now, what I find interesting here, there's no Robo. Are we expanding? We're going like 3-gate Glaives into expand is a build, but going DT 3-gate Glaives, sorry, 2-gate, it's 2-gate, DT into 2-gate Glaives into a third base. This is different. this I don't think I've seen before. I canceled. Oh, it was a fake. Oh, okay. I understand now. It makes sense. There's a reason why we haven't seen this before. It's a fake out. Despite that, well, hold on. Okay. We have Shadow Stride on the way, so we are researching upgrades. Shadow Stride is in production. Meanwhile, we have a Spore here at the third, we have a Spore at the natural, and we have no Spore in the main, but detection nonetheless is available. Dark Templar, they're waddling in. Remember, there's no Prism. They head in between the bases. Drones are going to be going down, and where are the Zerglings? Where's the defense? Yeah, DTs, they do waddle back. They rotate over. Catching out a couple of drones, but nothing major here. Again, Spores are done, and with that, Mixu does hold. Mixu, he's holding, he's defending. Blink is being researched alongside Shadow Stride. Like this is a big investment here going into Shadow Stride. That's crazy. But okay. Mixu, the lair is done. It does finish the lair. Is going into roach speed. This tells us that Mixu is going for a counterattack. Mixu, he could just drone and could just take another base and just macro from here. But it seems like Mixu may want to be the aggressor instead. We'll keep an eye on him because he's somewhat droning. Hallucinated prism across the map. Let's go, Bappy. Let's go. So that's 6 Dark Templar, and they'll soon have Blink. Blink is almost done. 10 seconds. 10 seconds away. He's getting ready for a dive. Now he can dive on the spore and focus it down, and he will. He's going for it. There's a Blink, and he can 2-shot. 1, 2 shots. Now going for the lair as well. Can he snipe the lair in time? Overseer's on the way. Looks like he should snipe that lair. We'll bring it down. Ooh, just barely. Snipes the lair, blinks away. God. LunaSea's an animal, Pat. He's an animal. Ooh, getting caught out. Brutal losses here. He'll lose all 6 Dark Templar, but he did snipe the lair of all things. Mixu taking it back up third. Now going for a counterattack. Now, it was cool to see him snipe a base and snipe a lair, but can he survive the counterattack? This I'm less certain of. Lings are going for the gateways, going for the pylon. Yeah, roaches, they dive on the main army. Blink is not done. The stalkers are going to be falling. And these are brutal losses here for LunaSea. Shield Bivers in already. Yeah, they're not ready in time. Lings, they depower the gateways. We do have some backup gateways in the main, but the base is being broken, and this should be too much. Blink is done. Will help. True. Blink is complete. It's going to be 12, 14 workers falling. Roaches, they stutter step in. There we go. They stutter step into the mineral line. They do eviscerate the said mineral line as well. Lings, they're still wreaking havoc. And LunaSea, he has nothing left. Again, cheeky build, cheeky moves, but it also means he has nothing at home, right? Like, that's the unfortunate reality here. If you're investing into a Dark Shrine, if you're investing into Blink as well, then it means that your ground army is going to be lacking. It means that you're investing so heavily into tech that, again, your production, your army is going to suffer. Yeah, and with that, Mixu does start to step in. Goes for the mass contamination on all 3 gateways. Let's go. 4 gateways even. Jesus. Let's go. Does contaminate. We can warp in 2 units at a time. GG gets called, and Mixu takes game number 1. GG. Mixu does take a lead in the series. Again, a chaotic game 1 here. Again, we had DT's fake Glaive Adepts into 2 gateways, into an expansion, into a 3rd base, and into Blink Dark Templar. Crazy moves out of LunaSea. Did achieve some damage, but unfortunately, because it was so tech heavy, because it was so chaotic and wild, he had nothing to defend against the counterattack. Nothing back at him. GG well played. With that, we're getting into game numero 2. Let's go. Jumping into game 2. Game 2 is going to be on Maganatha. Let's go. So getting into game 2, Maganatha, of course, being one of the larger maps of the map pool. Much larger map. Longer rushes and spy grounds. Let's go. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Maganatha, we have our Finnish Zerg player leading the series 1-0 and 1 game away from claiming the series. It is Mixu. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing among SC2 people. It is LunaSea. Here we go. And again, Maganatha is the largest map in the map pool. Longest rush distance or longer rush distance by ground, and we'll see. I mean, because of that, we could try to hide some tech. We could even try to rush into Skytoss. Initially, the probe does move out, and we'll force the unnatural natural out of Mixu. The probe has arrived. Mixu force will expand it elsewhere. We'll expand at the 3rd base location. As from here, so far, standard openers. Really, we're going to be waiting for the tech of choice for LunaSea. Again, on a map like Maganatha, I'll be honest, I would not be surprised if we see a Stargate opener into Void Ray, into Fleet Beacon, into like Carrier Rush or Tempest Rush. In my mind, that would make sense. But our eyes are on LunaSea, as Cybercore has been thrown down. Mixu still just droning, still expanding. I think regardless of what happens, no shot we end up in a standard game. No shot. Like we're not gonna drone and get up to a 4 base setup here, up to 75 workers. We're not gonna see a 3rd base at LunaSea into like 66 probes. Like no way. Not like this. Give us what we want. Give us Sky Toss. Or something crazier. Like triple Robo, double Prism Colossus drop. Like, oh god, I was joking. So, Robo opener at a LunaSea. Okay, now with this, we're in my mind. Never mind. I was gonna say like Robo opener into Twilight Council, into Temple Archives, into Archon drop, but I think we saw this previously, if I'm not mistaken, from Optimus, going Robo opener into a charge all in. So we'll keep an eye here on LunaSea. Technically, this could be an old school, I almost said Archon drop. This could be an old school like Prism drop into a Bay, into Disruptor, or even Colossus. Again, Robo opener into Colossus drop or into Disruptor drop used to be a lot more common. Maybe like 2 years ago, like 3 years ago, like Estrella, Nina, a lot of the NA players would do so. We'll see if we go for the Bay. Show us the Bay. Prism is on the way. We're waiting for the Bay. Up. Oh. Ooh, Forge. Not a Bay. Okay. Interesting. Are we gonna just turn this into like a slow lot all in with Immortal production? Like, are we going Prism into Immortals? Maybe. Prism into Immortal production, into +1, into a Vanilla Gateway army, I believe. I think we've seen something similar to this in the past. Similar. I'm pretty sure slow lots all-ins hit without +1 though, and we're still going for the Twilight Council. Okay, so we're going for a delayed upgrade here. Delayed tech out of LunaSea. Initially hunting down the Overlord. Now, when you see a Prism this early on, as a Zerg player, you're thinking either DTs or Glaives, right? Like, that's what you're thinking right now. So, we have Spores on the way. We have 1 Spore in each base, so this is in preparation for something like Dark Templar. Roach Warren's already done in preparation for Glaive Adepts. But again, this is going to be a later timing, because, there we go, Charge is on the way. So, it's going to be a 2-way Charge all in. But it's delayed, right? It's going to hit later instead. So right now, LunaSea's poking out. He's trying to force a reaction from his opponent, but he's not really going to commit here. Or at least I don't think he should. Yeah, we have a wall of gates on the way. Army moves out. LunaSea, he shouldn't be reinforcing here. Just poking him with what he has. Mixu is cutting workers early. Cutting workers early on. Jesus, that's 6 gates on the way. That's gonna be a 2-base 8 gate all in. Mixu now is joining. Mixu is droning up, but again, these drones are late. They're late because he believed that he was being hit here and now, but it's again a delayed push. So Mixu is being hurt here for droning up as late as he is. Being punished. Lair is on the way for roach speed, and the all-in is soon upon us. Here we go. It's gonna be how many immortals? 4. Jesus, 4 immortals and mass charge with +1. Yeah, this is gonna hit quite hard. And we need Ravagers. We need Ling Ravager here to defend. Even then, it's not going to be easy. He gets spotted. Mixu knows. Mixu, he knows. He's aware. Does spot the army. And he needs to slow this down. Massing on more roaches. Engaging on creep. Yeah, charges revealed. Diving on the queens. Yeah, queens getting called out. Ravagers as well. Massive pickoffs. Brutal force fields. Yeah, LunaSea is breaking through. Takes out the line of queens. Takes out one of the Ravagers. Has to be careful to overextend. Ooh, one immortal goes down. Nice pick up here from Mixu. Gets an immortal. But there's still 3 immortals left. There's still 3 immortals. Mixu trying to take it slow. Yeah, the boys are being pulled. Trying to dive on top of the immortals. And Roaches are getting caught out. And LunaSea, he's doing it. Like, this delayed all in here, because it's such an awkward timing, and because the drones are so late, it's working. Yeah, it is working. Takes down 5 workers. Does keep pushing. Does keep reinforcing. And yeah, we're getting desperate. Mixu getting very desperate here. He'll lose every single drone. And GG gets caught. LunaSea here overwhelms, and LunaSea will tie the series 1-1. We are going to the ace match. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Again, a very quirky all-in here from LunaSea. A delayed 2-base all-in. Because this Mixu here overreacted, he did delay his own droning to build up a Ling Roach army, expecting adepts or expecting DTs, which never came, so his droning was late. So late droning, late economy, late saturation. With that, his army was lackluster. By the time we saw LunaSea move out across the map, he just completely tore Mixu apart. Brutal force fields time and time again. GG, we're going to the ace match. We're going all the way to game 3. Let's go. Winter in Australia. It is winter in Australia. It is. It's very cold. It's very cold. Especially at night. Abrigate, baby. Abrigate. Here we go. We're getting into the ace match. We'll see how this story ends. Once again, my eyes have to be on LunaSea here, and so are Mixu's. When it comes to a crazy build he has up his sleeve. And this morning, in the top right-hand corner of Ley Lines, we have the Finnish Zerg player, the Blue Zerg, being forced into a tight series. Can he bring it back? Can he keep up with that? With what the hell his opponent's going to do? It is Mixu. And this morning, in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the red Protoss player. We have the South Korean Protoss representing among SC2 people. It is LunaSea. As LunaSea once again moves out to delay the expansion. Now the local spiders keeping you warm. True. Ah. They'll keep us warm. Ah. Now, I will say today is better than previous nights. Like, there've been some very, very cold nights of the past week. As LunaSea just being as annoying as possible. Again, it's going to be Hatchgas Bullet and Mixu does get his base on location this time. But really, our eyes are on the tech of choice here for LunaSea, because he's been crazy when it comes to his builds. Oh, Jesus. Again, Mixu, he wants that probe. Does want him. Behind this, LunaSea will expand, so Gate expand into Cybercore. Standard opener so far. Everything looking as it should. At least your PC is running optimally. True. My PC is my heater for the room. It's it's how we keep warm. Just keep the PC running. Unironically. Nope. as once again Twilight Council opener. Okay, so Twilight Council out of LunaSea. Now I do not expect to see the same build, no shot. But that's the advantage of LunaSea, is that you can make it look the same and then bring something different to the table instead. Game 1 we saw a DT based build. Game 2 we had that Immortal Charge all in, again a delayed all in instead, with an 8-gate setup. This time, what do you have for us? What haven't we seen? We haven't seen Glaive Adepts yet, true. We haven't seen Glaives. But Glaives is also more standard, so we may not see that. We saw fake Glaives. Still in gas. Still in gas. Robo's on the way. Looking like Dark Templar. Never mind. Not typically how you pull out a gas, but okay. Is Glaives. Usually you do have 4 mining, but you usually have 2 and 2, so it's a little bit more even when it comes to how you're mining your gas geysers. Here we have 3 and 1 instead, but this should be 4-gate Glaives. So 3 gates on the way, 4th one is done, so 4-gate Glaives here out of LunaSea. This is not an all-in, this is an aggressive build, that is true, but this is only designed to get economic damage done, give you a lead, and then you expand from there. Assuming that he doesn't pull back in. If he pulls back into gas, he can throw down extra gateways and double down. How were the first 2 games? They were crazy. We're crazy. Prism moves out. Adepts are warping in. They are scattered. Back at home, Mixu is trying to set up. Lair is on the way. The natural is currently open. We have to reposition to fully wall off. There we go. Nice wall with the Evo chamber. Let's see, move forward. So they don't quite commit to the shade. So try to engage. Prism does get into the main, does commit to the warp in, 4 adepts at a time. But the Lings are going down. And so far LunaSea does trade well. The Lings are falling. Let's say bust into the main. Drone's going to be going down as well. And Mixu's getting torn apart here. No major damage yet, but no mining either at the main or the 3rd. Does go back. Does go back to mining. Meanwhile, the 3rd base is getting low. But Mixu holds, and he doesn't lose too much. He was 9 mining time, that is true, but he's still only losing 4. Behind this, redroning. The lair is done. Ooh, an F8 busts into the natural. That should not have happened. No, target firing though. Adepts are on A move, and Roaches are moving in. And Adept stage should be going down. Only getting 2 drones so far. Busting into the main. Catching on more roaches. Behind this is no expansion, by the way. Like, LunaSea, he has the money for it. Wait, fully walled off. Shades into natural. Drones, some of them get caught out. There's a recall. Mixu holds. Man, that could have been so much worse. Mixu does hold on. Meanwhile, LunaSea, where is the expansion? We're going into Immortal production. And he's not expanding. Okay, we're just turning this into a 2-base all-in. There we go. Finally, pylons on the way. But just a really late 3rd here for LunaSea. Very late. They were peak SE2. They were. And he doesn't expand. Yeah, no expansion. We just keep warping in. We just send it. He keeps going. Now, thankfully, LunaSea, he did drone up a... Sorry, thankfully, Mixu, he only droned up a little bit. Like, he didn't over-drone. He does have a standing army, but that is still 2 Immortals. Okay, this cancelled. The base goes down. Nice pick up here from LunaSea. Takes down the 3rd. From here, dropping into the main. Once again, denying the 3rd base. Ooh, and FC getting caught out. Nice catch here from Mixu. They're taking minutes of the Queens. Queens, they're going to be able to buy some time. More depths going down. This was not worth it here for LunaSea. Losing so many adepts. But the Immortals, they're going for the lair. No shot. Can they? Can they snipe the lair of all things? Not quite. Barely not. Adepts are into the natural. Third base getting up and running. The Immortals, they come back in. Be forced back. The main base survives. It's so close to going down. If the Immortals, if they weren't wasting or spending some of their attacks on the gas geyser and just fixating everything here on the hatchery, they probably would have gone the lair. Oh, ooh, Prism goes down. That was 2 Immortals. Yeah, 2 Immortals in the War Prism. Ay, ay, ay. Massive loss there for LunaSea, and here comes Yulin. Yeah, here comes the counter attack. Mixu rallying everything across the map instead. Only 1 Ravager. Mixu, we can still pull this off. Linkture amassing. Does break through that front door. The Lings, they get into the mineral lines. We have Lings here at the third. Lings into the main. And he wants that Immortal. Wasn't quite able to get it though. Not quite. So again, rotating over. Going for the Cyber Core. Okay. Cyber Core did take a volley. Baneling, that's on the way here for Mixu. So going into Ling Bane, Roach Ravager. Oh. Catching out the Adepts. LunaSea reprobing. Still very tense. My big concern here is that Mixu, he hasn't really been joining too much at all. Just now starting to join up. They once again get into the bases. Oh, coming in from behind. Catching out some sentries, not bad. They get 2 sentries, 3 sentries out of the Immortal. Very nice snipes. Mixu, calm down. Very nice snipes out of Mixu. Now actually joining up his third base. Building up to Ling Bane Roach Ravager. We have 24 more Banelings on, sorry, more Lings on the way. And LunaSea is gearing up for 1 big push. Waiting for a 4th Immortal. Station goes further in. Mixu claiming a 4th base. Thankfully, Mixu is not moving in. Setting up Banelings. Which is going to be ideal. Again, this is just massive Adept Immortal with a couple of sentries. This army does not scale too well into a longer game. This Mixu still needs more Banelings. See moving out. So I'm just keeping Mixu's attention away. Calm down, Mixu, calm down. And Mixu, he's had enough. He's going into Overlord speed. He's setting up for Drop Lords. Lords are ready. And he's now dropping in. Oh, he wants to go back in. I mean, the main base is low from earlier. He does snipe the lair. Not bad. Finally does snipe that lair in the end. Meanwhile, LunaSea supply blocked. Leading out Stalkers. Files they... Oh my god. Almost takes down the Prism. We're just waddling back in. Still very tense. The Roach is over. Likewise, just mass link main Roach Ravager is getting set up. That's a lot of Banelings. Likewise, that's going to be a lot of force fields. So depending on the force fields, we could see LunaSea survive this. But no, that Banelings ain't crash in. Decent force fields though, just in time. That was very close. Very clutch. Files, some of them do connect. Banelings do not get in. Brutal force fields there, just a full surround. And LunaSea's holding. LunaSea is holding. Just surrounding his army in force fields, just not allowing the Link main to touch him. The Link main cannot engage. LunaSea wants the expansion. Oh my god, the piles! Mixu! Catching out the Prism, very impressive. Yeah, solid read there out of Mixu. Shuts out the Prism and the Immortals. Force shields are still brutal. They're still on point. Mixu cannot completely engage. Mixu harnessing his inner dark. Piling down prisms. Main is making the way into the mineral line. LunaSea, he does not pull away. Takes out 18 probes. With that, the economy has been crippled at the same time. We have Lings, they flood into the bases. Into the main, into the natural. LunaSea not quite in position. Ooh, piles are connecting as well. LunaSea does trade well with his main army, and now he's forced into the all-in. I would imagine, as Lings are still wreaking havoc, and no, he turns around. A little bit indecisiveness. Yeah, a little bit indecisive, but he turns everything back around to defend. A couple of Lings to the main. Other Lings that do hit the third. Another probe kill. And on the one hand, LunaSea's economy is crippled and he has no longevity in this game. On the other hand, the main army is still looking terrifying. 29 Adepts, 2 Immortals, 2 Archons, 8 Sentries. Depending on the force fields, I can see LunaSea being overwhelmed or actually taking a fight. But a lot of it does come down to the force fields. Oh, sorry, drops on the way. We're just moving in. Force fields are locked down a good portion of the roaches. Getting rolling forward. I'm getting turned away. Lings had denied access to the natural. Nice reaction from LunaSea. He holds. And LunaSea does hold. Shuts down the Banelings. Much better defense here for LunaSea. Lose 3 Archons. But takes down the wall of roaches. And Mixu is taking. He's droning, infestation bit. Mixu is still maxed out. But he's still got a massive roach army. He has to trade it out. Has to do something. Wilds. Oh my god. Yeah, they catch out the sentries. I'd say that was worth it. Same time, they do bust in across the map. So he's holding on again. I was mentioning Mixu's economy earlier, how it's not really ideal here. Neither is LunaSea. LunaSea also on 32 probes, barely holding his own. Slowly building up his army. Oh, Piles A knocked down another Oracle. Sorry, another Sentry even. The Sentry goes down. Hive is now on the way. Working towards potentially Ultra Tech. So far, I believe there's no Hydrogen, no other tech structure. There it is. Hydrogen's now on the way, working towards Lurkers. So Lurker tech on the horizon for Mixu. Can he do it again? Can he catch him again? Este Mixu. Now, ideally, Mixu, he does want to trade. He does want to trade with the army. Speaking of catching out Zealots, does catch him out. Denying the 4th base. Once again, trying to collapse in the army. Nice Biles. They shut down the force fields, but we saw so many more force fields. So many more. Oh, good. Bailey's trying to engage. They eventually break through, and massive connections. They shut down the sentries. At Eps as well, they crumble. And there's barely a standing army. Oh my god. Once again, Piles A turned away. 16 probe kills. And LunaSea has been broken. It was an intense game, and there were some moments for LunaSea, but still very shaky, still very unorthodox. When it comes to LunaSea's follow-up, getting into 2, 3, and then 4 bases. Never quite got there. And in the end, he was just outscaled. Just outscaled. Mixu sucks as well. Takes out the sentries, takes out the final army as well. Went all the way to the H, actually went the distance. It was a crazy series. And even in this game as well, it was a wild build. But GG gets caught. GG well played. And Mixu, he will take the series 2-1, taking down LunaSea. GG. GG, well played. One of the more chaotic games, or the chaotic series of the broadcast of HomeStory Cup. GG, well played. Mixu, he will claim it. Again, he was able to survive the early adept aggression, did sustain some losses, but even though he was losing drones, it took a long time for LunaSea to expand. It took a very long time for LunaSea to take a 3rd base, so even though he was getting damage done, it wasn't necessarily as ideal or as worth it. And with that, Mixu, he was able to hold on, able to persevere, able to survive, able to snipe prism after prism. I want to say he sniped 2 prisms, one with the Bile, the other with the Spore and the Queens, and LunaSea just had a really hard time expanding and really building up from there. Stuck on a very low tier army of Immortal Sentry Adept. Couldn't really take up. GG, well played. With that, we do see that Mixu, he will claim the final series of the broadcast, as I believe the other matches are still ongoing. Let's catch up. Let's catch up on the rest of the bracket. Let's go. Exclamation mark B in the chat to have a look at the bracket yourselves. Cool. So let's scroll on down here. There it is, round 5. We just had our series wrapping up. We had Mixu. Mixu takes out LunaSea 2-1. Meanwhile, we do see Spirit. He's up 1-0 against Jumi, and Showtime versus Baby Marina tied up 1-1. They're in the ace match. They're in the ace match. I believe that is being covered by the mainstream. Quickly heading on over here. But I believe the mainstream is covering Showtime and Baby Marine. Yeah, they're in game 3. Both maxed out. Oh my god. They're in the late game. Let's go. So late game between Showtime and Baby Marine. Meanwhile, Spirit and Jumi are in game 2. They're currently in game 2. But yeah, do check out, as you can see up here, do check out the mainstream if you want to see the finale here of Baby Marine and Showtime. As Baby Marine punishing Showtime. Damn. It's getting punished. Otherwise, we might be able to catch the finale and maybe the ace match of Jumi and Spirit. Are they being casted? They must be casted by India, I would imagine, right? I would imagine. Let's have a look here. Indy 4 minutes, Jumi 4. Yeah. So Indy's covering that match. Let's have a look. Spirit versus Jumi. They're on Pylon. Okay, they're on Pylon. Jumi's going into Dark Templar. Of course he is. Of course he is. Jumi with a proxy. Wait, what's been what happened? Looks like it opened up proxy gates. Proxy 2-gate aggression. Into Blink and Dark Templar. Into a delayed expansion. Okay. Yo. Everyone's been drinking tonight. Everyone's been drinking. So I guess we may as well go on a short break, and we have to make a choice. We either go on a short break and hope that we can get into the ace match of Spirit and Jumi, or we can just wrap up here and now and try to get some sleep, which would be nice as well. Would be nice. Because there might not be an ace match. Not gonna lie. Spirit sees everything. Just scattered. Otherwise, hope you've all been having a great time. Hope you've all been enjoying yourselves. Again, it's still going to be a very intense week of StarCraft, a weekend of StarCraft with HomeStory Cup. This is only merely day 1 of HSC, and we have 2 more days ahead of us as well. We will probably just go on a break for the time being, just to wait and see if we can maybe jump into Spirit versus Jumi. Otherwise, there's also going to be most likely an outro from HomeStory Cup, and some words from Dennis. So it'd be worth listening. It'd be worth tuning in and hearing them out. At least until then, we are going to be lying in wait here for Spirit and Jumi, because there is still potential for an ace match. Until then, going to be going on a short break. Going on a break. What do you mean sleep? True, true. No sleep. But yeah, it's going to be going on a short break, and when we come back, we might have Jumi and Spirit. We'll find out. See you soon. See you soon after the break.